If you want to make money, I got some good news, because in this video you will learn some simple but effective crypto trading strategies for both day trading but also for more long-term investing. Plus, I will also show you guys some TradingView indicators that you can start using today and how you can change the settings of these indicators to potentially improve them even further. But alright, so before we dive into the strategies here, and this is very important, we first need to know about some basics. And let's begin here by quickly taking a look at what is a crypto trading strategy in the first place. Well, a crypto trading strategy is basically a plan that tells you when to buy and when to sell based on some clear rules. And a strategy is very important because it removes emotion from trading and it helps you stay consistent. So if you are just trading randomly, you're just buying and selling when your stomach, when you feel like buying and selling, that is often a recipe for disaster. So it's important to have a good, strategy. You need to know when to buy and sell. And good strategies include entry and exit points, risk management, and are often backtested on previous data. But now let's switch the attention and take a look at short-term versus long-term trading strategies. Both of these trading strategy types can be highly successful, but it depends a lot on what type of person you are and what your goals are and so on. So let's take a quick look here. Well, first, let's take a look at the short-term trading strategies, and this is anything from holding cryptocurrency in for just a few minutes to holding for maybe days, maybe even weeks. Then we're talking about swing trading. So the focus here is on quick profits. So if you want to make quick money, this might be for you. However, short-term trading requires fast decisions, and you also need to spend a lot of time in front of the screen. And another very important thing is that short-term trading is hard. I want to just be honest and say this right away. Short-term trading is much harder than long-term trading strategies, but it can be very rewarding. So as you can see, it's high stress and risk, but it can be very rewarding. But if you plan to do short-term trading, I can already right away say that you will need to spend time and practice to really get good at this. But it can be very rewarding, as I said. When it comes to the long-term strategies, this is more focused on the big picture growth over time. And if you have been following the crypto market and specifically the Bitcoin market, you have seen that Bitcoin has been one of the best performing assets in the whole world, since Bitcoin was created. So if you just bought Bitcoin and held, that itself has historically been a good strategy. And there are some positive things with long-term strategies, like it's easier to manage, it's less stressful day to day, and it can be, in many cases, let's say a bad long-term investor usually makes more money than a bad short-term investor. So if you don't have lots of time, I highly recommend going for the more long-term strategies. But right, so now let's switch the attention and take a look at our first short-term crypto trading strategy. And this right here is a strategy that involves a TradingView indicator called Fibonacci retracement. And the strategy here is straightforward, or on the surface, it's straightforward. You want to use a Fibonacci tool. I personally use TradingView to find areas where the price might either bounce or reverse. So in a trend, we're looking out for pullbacks to retracement levels. The most common ones are 38.2 and 61.8% levels. Don't worry, we will talk about that later. And you do want to combine the retracement levels with price action signals. Price action is one of the most important skill set you can learn as a trader, and luckily I do have a full course on price action that you can watch after this video. But for now, don't watch that course yet, because now I do want to jump into TradingView. Alright, so now we are inside TradingView and we are currently looking at no other than Bitcoin. We're looking at Bitcoin here on the daily time frame, but you can use this strategy, as I said, you can use it on the 5-minute time frame, the 1-minute time frame. But the reason I'm on the daily here is because I want to look at the previous Bitcoin bull run, because this is such a good example. So first of all, how do we open up the Fibonacci indicator? Well, you open up a clean chart in TradingView. By the way, if you currently don't have TradingView Premium, you are in luck, because I do have a special link that you can use to try out TradingView Premium for free for 30 days. And then later on, if you decide that you want to continue on Premium, you will get a $15 bonus. So make sure to use that link. It will be in the description and the pinned comment. But now to open up the Fibonacci, you go right here to Gann and Fibonacci tools and you choose the Fib retracement. And this strategy is pretty simple if you know about market structure, because you want to anchor at a swing low, you drag it up to a swing high, and then the main zone we looked out for is the zone here in between 0.382 to 0.618, so this zone right here. If you want to be more specific, a zone that is a little bit more preferable is this zone right here. This is what we call the golden zone. And this is in between the 0.5 to 0.618. And if you think that what I'm saying sounds complicated right now, don't worry, because I do have a full Fibonacci trading course right here on YouTube where I go over step by step everything you need to know about the Fibonacci. But for now, what you need to know is that in this strategy, we're looking out for retracements to the golden zone. And if you look closely right here, you can see that the price went up, then it came down, right? And where did the price bounce? Well, it bounced at the golden zone. And if we repeat this process, swing low, swing high, when did the price bounce the next time? Well, it went down here to the golden zone and bounced again. Let's see if we can repeat this process even more. We once again use our Fibonacci tool, swing low, swing high. Where did the price bounce? Once again, no surprise, it bounced at the golden zone. So you see here that the price in this previous bull run, every single pullback bounced in the golden zone. So you want to use this, and then you want to combine it with price action signals, like for example, candlestick patterns. And if you want to learn more about candlestick patterns, I do have a full course about that as well. I'm sorry I'm bombarding you with long courses, but as I said in the beginning of this video, if you want to day trade, you need to spend lots of time learning, but you are in the right channel for that. But now I actually want to show you guys how you can change the settings of the Fibonacci so you can get this golden zone. So to do that, you open up the Fibonacci indicator, you go here to the settings tab, and what I like to do here, which can make the indicator very clean if you only want the golden zone, is that you can uncheck these 0.236, 0.382. You basically uncheck everything except the golden zone, right? Oh, you need to keep the 1. So you have 0, 0.5, 0.618, and you can change these ones to gray, but this one should be golden. So now you can have an indicator that looks like this, right? And now when we drag it out, you can clearly see the golden zone very clearly. So this is one setting I like to use if you are focusing on the golden zone. But since this is a trading strategy video, let me just show you an example of how this could look like. So we use the golden zone, the price comes down, but then we need to wait out for a price action signal. And right here, we actually have something called a bullish engulfing pattern. This is a bullish Japanese candlestick pattern that indicates a bounce. So here we can use our long position, entering at the candle close of the bullish engulfing, setting the stop loss just below the low of the pattern, and with a 2-to-1 risk to reward, our target would have been right here, and we would have locked in some nice profit. But right, so now let's take a look at our next short-term trading strategy. But now, before we continue here, if you are looking for a trading platform where you can use high leverage, you can use up to 100x leverage, and you will also get money the more you trade. I do have a special link to Bybit, and you can get up to a max of $30,000 in bonuses. However, most traders will only get $100, I think, because it will depend on how much you trade. But if you plan to trade crypto a lot, definitely make sure to check out Bybit. I will have a link both in the top comment and the description. But now let's take a look at this trading strategy. This is a trading strategy where we use support and resistance. And more specifically, we're going to use a special indicator that can help you with support and resistance, especially if you are, if you have been trading for a long time, you will get very good at identifying these key levels. But if you are more of a beginner, I will show you an indicator that can really help with this. And the strategy here is to identify key support and resistance, as I said. And here we can either trade bounces or breakouts. These are basically two broad ways we can trade. And once again, in order to make this strategy as effective as possible, we want to combine it with volume and also different kinds of price action signals. So I once again direct you guys to my price action course. And of course, always make sure to use stop losses to manage risk and also set target levels. All right, so now we are once again back on the Bitcoin chart. And as you can see, just recently, Bitcoin has been and is at right now a very strong move towards the upside. But you might wonder, could we have seen this move coming? And well, on my Twitter, by the way, if you aren't following me on Twitter yet, make sure to do that. I try to post daily. I post charts like this one right here, but also just general trading wisdom, investing wisdom, and some, I post about Bitcoin and some good stuff. So follow me at MindMathMoney on Bitcoin if you want to. But I posted this chart right here that Bitcoin was printing higher lows into key resistance and looks ready to pop. And this is actually what happened right here. You can see we had a key resistance, a key support. But you might wonder, if I'm not good on identifying these levels, do we have any indicators that can help with this? Well, one of my favorite indicators, let me show you how to open this one. You go to the indicators tab in TradingView, you search for pivot points, pivot points like this, and you choose the pivot points high-low indicator right here. And you can see that we have one clear pivot point right here, one clear pivot point right here. We connect them and we create our resistance. One pivot point right here, one pivot point right here. We connect them and we create our support. So pivot points tend to, in simple terms, pivot points are key levels where the price reversed. So we can actually use the pivot points to find these significant support and resistance levels. Once again, right here, you can see it looks like if we connect these three pivot points, it's a key resistance. You can see when we broke this one, we saw a big move towards the upside. And if you want these pivot points to be even more significant, what you can do is that you can change the settings. Here, there's no perfect answer, what is the best settings, but one of my favorite ones is 20, 20, 20, 20. This will make the pivot points take longer time to appear, but at the same time, they will be more significant. But right, so now let's switch the attention and take a look at some long-term trading strategies. And the first trading strategy, and this is one of the all-time classics, one of the best trading strategies historically for Bitcoin, and this is the dollar cost averaging, or for short, DCA. And what is DCA? Well, DCA is simply when you invest a fixed amount regularly. This can be, for example, investing $100 every week, or you know, it doesn't have to be that much. It can be investing $10 every week or maybe $1 every week. The point here is that no matter what the price is, so let's say, you know, it's Bitcoin, no matter if the price is down or if the price is up, no matter what, you will buy every single week, or it doesn't have to be every single week. It can be every single month or even every single day. And why this is so useful is that this average your buy-in over time. So you know, you don't have to time the market at all, and you don't have to worry about anything. This is perfect for beginners that want to reduce emotional stress. The next long-term trading strategy is the classic buy and hold, or in other words, HODL. And this is, you need to buy strong crypto projects and hold for years. And, you know, in order to find the best crypto projects, you need to, you know, analyze the crypto projects. And we don't really have time to dive deep into that in this video. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see a video in the future about how to analyze crypto. But the point is to basically find, just like how you find, you know, if you're buying a stock that you really believe in, you can do the same thing for crypto. And this helps you ignore the short-term price movements, so you don't care if the project is up 10%, down 10%, you don't care because you believe in the project. And this works, as I said, best for coins that are solid. For example, in my opinion, Bitcoin is one of my favorite cryptocurrencies. Another very popular one you have of course heard about is Ethereum. And yeah, the goal here, what you need is patience. You need patience, and you need to believe in the projects. But okay, so I think that's pretty much it for this video. I had to rush it a bit in the end here because I don't have too much time to record right now, but I still really hope you got some value from this video. And guys, if you want to get access to this full presentation, it was actually some parts of it that I didn't have time to cover. Please consider becoming a YouTube channel member by clicking join down below. In the community, I post presentations like right here. I also post trading tools, exclusive educational videos. You will get emojis and much more. So if you want to support the channel while getting lots of extra content, please consider becoming a channel member by hitting join down below. And now guys, in order to really maximize your crypto trading, I highly recommend to learn about risk management. So if you have the time, I highly recommend to check out this video on risk management next.